Hey everyone, this is Chris Crazy House, and I wanted to talk a little bit about a comic book that I'm very much looking forward to. I don't want my channel to always be me talking about things that I don't like seeing in the mainstream. I also want to use my platform to bring attention to projects that I think are really interesting and that I know you guys will like as well. And today's topic I want to talk about is the comic book series called The Antagonist. Now, the series is not out yet, but they do have a Kickstarter going right now, and I will post a link to that Kickstarter in the description and in the first comment. That way you guys can go check it out for yourselves. But I remember I just happened to run across this comic on Instagram a couple of months ago before they did their Kickstarter, and I just loved the idea right off the bat. Like as soon as I saw the concept, I was like, I'm with this. So the basic concept of the Antagonist is about a black family of supervillains, pretty much. So it starts out, I guess, with the mother and the father were two of the world's biggest supervillains. I believe their names were Destructus and Ultima, and they had almost achieved taking over the country, the United States to be exact. They even destroyed parts of the capital, and then all of a sudden they just mysteriously decide to go underground and disappear. And we follow them as we see them years later, and they're raising an actual family. They have an older son, a daughter, and a baby boy. So they're trying to raise their family, but also trying to keep their supervillain activities in the past. And it just seemed like a very interesting concept. And when I saw that main production picture of the family sitting down in their living room, and they got a big ass picture of Malcolm X in the background, I was like, this is right up my alley, I must say. A pro-black family who are super villains and are super powered, all of them. And of course, the parents, they pass their superpowers and intelligence on to their children. So I believe the oldest son, I believe he has super strength, but his parents, because he was their first child, I think he's part of the reason they decided to retire is they found out that they were going to have a baby. And, they've tried to keep him in line as far as being a little bit tougher on him to tell him he can't show his powers to the world. And they just want him to kind of just get his education and be a good kid. But of course, he doesn't want to do that. In fact, he's been doing some underground fighting and training as an MMA fighter, which I doubt is going to go well considering he actually does have super strength. And then they have the daughter who can become intangible, meaning that she can phase through solid objects, and the little boy who is genius level super villain. So I guess you could almost say kind of like a version of Stewie, but probably more competent than Stewie from the Family Guy. But anyway, like I said, it looks very interesting to me. I just think this is a very cool concept. I like it. I like the artwork a lot. And like I said, it's on Kickstarter, but it's already fully funded. So it's going to be a good project when in just a short amount of time they've already fully funded the comic. But they do have some flex goals going on right now. So if you want to go in there and add on top of that and get yourself some prizes or whatever, feel free to go over there and do so. I already did so early on when they first announced it, and I'll be getting my package probably in the springtime. So I'm looking forward to that a lot. I'll get the first 3 issues. So very much looking forward to it. And if you go on the Kickstarter, you can look at some of the artwork there, and as well as some of the, not just the covers, but the internal artwork, and learn more about the story and the character profiles. What prompted me to do this video is they released the character profiles this week, and I just like it just gives you more of an idea of the concept. And like I said, I really enjoy it. This would actually be a really cool movie, or even a cool like mini series or show if it made it to, like, I don't know, like Netflix or Amazon Prime. I would love to watch something like this. This is something that the world should see and something that should be produced. And it's produced by a comic book company called Godhood Comics out in Atlanta. I believe I met one of their people, I want to say maybe a year or two ago at a convention. So that's how I knew about them, and that's why I was following them on Instagram. So when they put this out, I was all over it, and I definitely put my pledge in for their comic, and I advise you guys to go do the same. Like I said, they've already met their goal, so it's not like this is something that's not going to be produced. They've already met the the goal that they have set for themselves, and it just people are just putting more on top of it, and you guys can go do that too. So go over and check out the Antagonist. It looks really cool, very fun concept, and definitely something that I would love to see continue more into multimedia, where it's not just a comic, but it can become other things as well. And that's the thing you guys have to understand about when you're creating these comic books or uh, independent cartoons on social media. You're creating intellectual property. It's not just because some people will look down on it and say, "Oh, Negro, all you do is make comic books. All you do is make comic strips." No, it's more than that. It's more than that. You're creating intellectual property. This is something that can your family, your kids, and your grandkids and your great grandkids can eat off of in the future. You understand that? People will think it's not that big of a deal, but nowadays, as long as you take care of all the legal stuff, where you make sure you own everything you created, this is something that you can leave as a legacy to your children or your grandchildren. And I think that's a great thing, the fact that we have that ability to do that these days, and we don't have to go through other people to do so. We can produce these projects and not have to go through the big two or any of these bigger publishing houses. We can do it ourselves and get it directly to the people and keep all the rights and the royalties for ourselves and our family, and also create something that we're proud of and something that we can look forward to seeing, and not just some hand-me-down characters from Marvel or DC or Disney or Warner Brothers. So definitely go check this out, guys. I think you guys will appreciate it a lot. And if you can go put some more on that pledge, please go do so. Anyway, this is Chris Crazy House signing out. Peace.